Good morning, my yoga family. Today I am delivering a video to you as promised, and this video is a little bit of self-rehab therapy, yoga fusion that you can do to improve the range of motion on your neck. Perhaps you have clicking and popping, or perhaps you don't have full range of motion, it's tight. Maybe you pull your neck muscles every now and then. Looking over your shoulders is a challenge. So we're gonna go over what full range of motion looks like and how you can improve that. And oftentimes I find that people will say, Lori, when we're doing some of these exercises, I get scared because I hear the clicking and the popping and I don't know what to do about it. And so I just avoid it completely. And I just wanna say, I don't want you to avoid anything unless you're feeling like sharp pains. Anything that takes your breath away, absolutely, that's when you stop, okay? So your breath is the indication to how far you're going with your practice and the exercises. And usually when you hold your breath, it means that you're in pain or you're struggling or you're pushing too hard. So let your breath be your determiner, or what determines how you're feeling in the yoga practice and in these exercises. And if you find that you're holding your breath, back off. If you find that you're in pain, back off. What we want to do is we want to find the sweet spot, somewhere between too much and not enough, where you feel something is happening. And listen, when you're doing this, you'll feel sore for a day or two afterwards if you're doing it right. And that's kind of like what you feel when you go to the gym and you're sore for a couple days, or you will feel it kind of like when you go to the dentist and they do a deep cleaning on your gums and your gums are a little funky for a day or two. So it's no different here. It's kind of like what we'll be doing is breaking up the plaque, the adhesions, the gunk, the stick, the waste that has collected throughout the fascia, throughout the joints, and start to tone and create suppleness in your tendons and your muscles. So what we're going to do is create length in your tight muscles, and we're going to create strength in your weak muscles of your neck area. So this is just a little bit of a fusion, something that you can do to start the process. And you can do this as often as you like. You can do this every morning, maybe to a little bit lighter level, but if you're sore from it, you might want to skip every other day. About 3 to 5 times a week would be appropriate, and until you get the range of motion that is healthy for you. Often this is also really good rehab therapy if you have been in a car accident and you have whiplash when your head throws back and it rips the muscles here, or strains or sprains the muscles here. And when the chin goes forward, it pulls and strains the muscles back here on the back of your neck and the back of your skull. So, and the same thing when looking over your shoulders. I know a lot of cars have those cameras now, so you're not looking over your shoulder when you're reversing, or maybe that's still a habit, so you still do it anyways. But that's what we're going to be focusing on today, is just making it to where you're not creating, or that you have full range of motion, full mobility. Because here's the rub. It's literally where there is no oxygen flow, where blood can't get in and out, is where it's stagnant, is where disease starts to encroach upon the body. So this is like our deep cleaning series for the neck and the shoulders, to create some suppleness and sweep it clean, get the blood flow. This is perfect for people that have headaches, and maybe they can be coming from your sinuses, maybe it's coming from TMJ, where you clench your jaw, or maybe it's coming from your suboccipitals, the muscles on the base of your skull. They're like these 1-inch thick, really strong muscles that literally hold your skull to your head, or your head onto your, it's what keeps your head on, basically. So this is really good for people that struggle with those. And a side benefit that comes with it is if you happen to have puffiness under your eyes because of poor circulation, or even in the face right here, lymph is going to be able to drain again. Circulation is going to be able to happen again. And so not only does it have, you know, healing properties with pain and reducing pain so that you're supple and vibrant again. It's not like you're trying to be, you know, a teenager again, but you can feel as good as that when you don't have the things that are kind of, I like to think of it as like roots, you know, of a weed that kind of take in and encroach upon all of the muscles and the tendons that reduces your range of motion and creates pain and disease and other problems. So this is your self-care yoga rehab therapy for your neck and your shoulders. So if you're ready, let's get started with this. So I want you to sit just right here with me. You may want to grab a cup of tea or have something with you. I know that I have it. And I may be taking some notes as I go through this, just to refine the practice, but this is the general. There can always be other things that you can add to it, but this is like your staple for now. So go ahead and sit in a cross-legged seated position in the center of your mat, sitting up tall, shifting your hips from side to side so that your sits bones are evenly grounded into your mat. And then kind of like curl your pelvis under, so your abs are, your low back is kind of rounded and your abs are kind of tight. And then lift the chest. And then inhale, take the shoulders up as high as you can, really, 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 really high with the strength. And you might actually be shaking because you're really trying to make those shoulders touch the ears. And then pull the shoulders back and then drop the shoulders down. So the chest is lifted, the sits bones are grounded, and then just close and put your hands on your knees and close your eyes and close your mouth and begin filling your lungs to full capacity. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And when you close your eyes, you're quieting the outside world, all of the distractions around you. And you're tuning into your body. You're tuning into your sensitivities of what your body feels. It's more important what it feels like than what it looks like. And oftentimes when it feels good, it then starts to look good. So just focus on what you feel today. So as you inhale, really expand your lungs in all directions, forward, sideward, sideways, and backwards. And then as you exhale, contract your abs and squeeze all the air out. So you're really trying to find the edges of your inhales and your exhales. Inhale, fill those lungs to full capacity. And now just start smoothing out the breath. Nothing erratic or choppy, and always through the nose. So if you find that you're breathing through your mouth at any time through this practice, just back off a little bit. If you find you're holding your breath at all, back off a bit. Just find the sweet spot, something between too much and not enough that just kind of feels good and gives a little love and care to all of the bones and joints and muscles that you own. If you want to add that ujjayi breath, it's that meditative breath. It's where you contract the back of your throat as if you're fogging a piece of glass. It'll create a hissing sound. And again, if you think about fogging a piece of glass, but you do it with your mouth closed and through the nose on the inhale and the exhale. That just creates a bit more of a meditative practice, and it also sends a different signal to the brain and the body, telling the brain that you are at peace, that all is well, you're safe, you're relaxed. When you breathe through your mouth or you hold your breath, it starts sending a signal to your brain and then shoots out hormones that you're under stress, So you want to make sure that if the only thing you did today was breathe through your nose deep and free, that you would be practicing yoga today, and you would be doing something incredibly beneficial for yourself. So now that you've set your intention to honor your body and the limitations that you have today, and you've quieted everything around you, let's go ahead and begin. So drop your chin down to your chest, and then roll your ear to one shoulder. And then as you inhale, roll your ear to one shoulder. Then exhale, roll your shoulder, ear to shoulder the other way. Half circles here. You're going to use your breath. Inhale, half circle. Exhale, half circle. So just feeling what you feel in the neck. One side might be more tight than the other. I know that based on how you may have slept at night, if you sleep on a side or you sleep in one particular way, you may notice that one side of the neck or the shoulders feels more tight than the other. So let's just take the time just to slowly warming it up. Now you can stay here, just going in your little half circles, inhaling halfway and exhaling halfway. But if you want to see how your neck feels this morning, inhale half circle, exhale, roll your head around to the back side, giving it a full head roll. So you'll inhale half circle, then you'll exhale, completing the circle. So your breath and your movement match. And again, you may feel some areas in the neck as you're rolling it around that are more tight than other parts. And feel free just to pause and hold that. The point of making this video versus in a class is that you can actually pause and give yourself that little extra tender, loving care that we don't get to do in a live class. So you can customize this for yourself. So I feel a little tension here. I'm holding it. And just noticing what you feel. And if you've done head rolls and you want to switch it around the other way, go for it. You may notice that there's clicking or popping. Those are often tendons sliding over, clicking over bones. And when tendons are tight and they click and they stick over things, it just means that those muscles are really tight, and so they're like guitar strings, and they're just kind of being strummed with some of the bones that they're rolling over, like your finger does with a guitar. So as long as it feels comfortable, you're not feeling any pain, don't avoid it. Just kind of move through it carefully and tenderly so that you're not creating more injury or more harm than good, because it is possible to overdo it. More is not better necessarily. All right, finish up those head rolls and come on up to center. And now let's just tilt the ear to shoulder, side to side, warming up just specifically the muscles on the side. So your head moves up and down, forward and back, and in circles. And so those will be all of the directions that we move through today, limbering it up. And each time you're just kind of finding that edge of that comfort zone as you roll your ear to shoulder, side to side. We'll give it a couple more times. Checking in on your breath. And as I teach, it's hard for me to breathe through my nose the whole time, but you can definitely do it. All right, finish that up. And now look over one shoulder and really look as far over as you can. And then look over your other shoulder, really looking as far as you can. You might feel sometimes, you'll feel sharp sensations rushing through the neck and into the head. Sometimes you could even feel it into the eyeball or the skull. Those are often trigger points. So you can just take it to the degree that feels good for you, or you can feel that something's happening, but you're not harming yourself. It's really important that you tune in to how your body feels throughout this, that you don't force and jam anything. All right, bring it back to center. Now let's just look left and right, over one shoulder and the other shoulder. Just going about 8 times, inhaling one way, exhaling the other. And each time you're trying to look a little further than you did the first time. All right, one more time each way, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to take our head and we're going to take our hands, interlace them behind your head. Inhale, open up the chest, turn your chin up to the sky, or as up high as you can. Pull those elbows back. Then exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Bring your elbows together. If they don't touch, no big deal. And if the chin doesn't touch the collarbone, no big deal. In time, it will. Inhale, open up, elbows back, chin up high. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, open it up, chin up high, elbows back. Exhale, elbows in, tuck the chin, round the spine. A couple more times. Inhale, open. Elbows back, chin up high. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, elbows touch. One last time. Inhale, look up, elbows back, chin up high. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, elbows touch. And now come on up. Bring your chin down to your chest, and with your hands still interlaced behind your head, just tilt your chin from left to right, and you're going to notice that the sensation that you feel on the back of your neck, because your hands are kind of adding a little bit more, kind of more of a stretch. This is an assisted stretch that you're doing yourself. Just make sure that you can breathe through this. You're not doing this to where you're feeling any sharp or stabbing pains, but you feel that you're actually challenging yourself. And you know that you've reached the full range of motion when your teeth are together and your chin is grazing along the collarbone. Now, if you're really far away from that, that's no big deal. But as you look left and right, you're going to feel the rotation of different muscles being activated. Just make sure you're being nice and gentle with yourself. All right, finish that up. Bring your head up. Release that. Inhale, shoulders up and high. Exhale, back and down. Now let's go a little further and deeper with the side. So we just did the back of the neck. I'm going to take it forward. Now, sometimes you can take this part of your hand, the index finger and the thumb, and you're going to place it and press it firmly on the collarbone, and the other hand is going to support that. And what you're doing is pressing the skin and all of the tissues against that collarbone, and then you're going to inhale, take your chin up to the sky. And then once your chin is up, jut your jaw forward. Like, let me see if I can turn it kind of sideways and you can kind of see. Jut your jaw forward and look up. But it's really important that you kind of keep your hands on that collarbone, pushing the skin and the muscles in. So inhale, chin up, stretching, and you'll feel a stretch in the front of your throat. If you're doing that, if you feel that, you're doing it right. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, now come on up, release that. We're going to go kind of like what we just did when our chin was to the chest and we looked left and right. We're going to do the reverse of that. We're going to tilt our chin up and just tick-tock the back half of the circle like we did on our head rolls. So bring your chin up and then rock your ear to one shoulder, left and right, side to side, just half circle backwards. You may hear little crunchies or little pops, or you may just feel some tension, or maybe you feel nothing. If you just feel like the back of your head rests completely on your upper shoulders and where your torso meets, then you feel nothing, then you have that full range of motion. This should feel really just nice, and saying good morning to yourself, or whatever time of the day. Maybe you're doing this at night. Now, one thing to be mindful of that can happen is sometimes when you start to open up the pathways of circulation and you start to stretch and open up areas that have been shut down for a period of time, what can happen is that you feel a headache come on. Now, if you start to feel that, you can back off, and maybe you just got to do a little bit less, a little more often, until you work through that tension. But oftentimes, people that struggle with tension, headaches, find that this happens when they get headaches when this happens. All right, so now we've done forward circle, chin side to side. Now we're doing sideways. So we've gone further and deeper. So extend your arms out wide and then tilt your ear to one side. Take that same hand and place it on the side of your head. Bring the ear to the shoulder. Now extend that other arm out and then take that hand down by your side and push the palm into the ground. And then what that's going to do is it's going to lengthen the side of your neck. Okay? And if you feel something happening here, then you're doing it right. If you feel nothing, then just make sure you're pressing that palm into the ground, and then you're bringing that ear to that same shoulder. And your chin is looking straight out in front of you, but we're going to switch it in a moment, and we're going to be tilting our chin up and down. And we'll be using our breath. So you're going to inhale, turn your chin to the sky, and then exhale, turn your chin. Look down into your underarm, like you're trying to take your chin to your underarm, or look down at the hip of the opposite side, or even the opposite knee. And you're going to notice that now the stretch feels like you're feeling it in a different part of the side of the neck. Inhale, roll your chin up to the sky. Exhale, roll the chin to your underarm. Inhale, roll the chin up high. Exhale, chin to underarm. Inhale, roll it up. I know I feel this. Exhale, chin down. Couple more times. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, chin to underarm. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, chin to underarm. Now just be real gentle. Slowly bring that up. And now we'll take it over to the other side. You're definitely going to feel this later if you've done this, or you might already start to feel it. Bring the ear to the other shoulder, and then place your hand on the side of your head, and just bring the ear to shoulder to the point that feels comfortable for you. And then extend your other arm out, and then press that hand into the ground right by your hip. And notice that I had to lean a little. That's my limited range of motion. So I'm going to sit up tall, bring the ear to shoulder, feeling a nice stretch all along the side of the neck, from the skull and up behind the ear, all the way through the side to the shoulder where it connects. Pressing that palm down. All right, from here, let's go ahead and inhale, turn the chin up to the sky. Exhale, turn the chin, looking down at your underarm. Inhale, roll the chin up high. Ooh, it's a little stuck for me. Exhale, chin to underarm. Inhale, roll the chin up high. Exhale, chin to underarm. Keep going here. Now, if at any time you want to back off, You can release your hand from the side of your head and just do this with no resistance, or you can just simply take a break. Maybe you can only do 1 or 2 of these today. And then you little by little build it up. One more time. Inhale, shoulder, chin up. Exhale, chin to underarm. Now slowly bring that head back up. Beautiful job. And now just tilt your head from side to side and notice what you're feeling. One side might be more tight than the other, a little more sore. Now that we've gone up and down and side to side, we're gonna look over our shoulders. And I'm gonna kind of turn so you can see this a little bit better. So I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm actually gonna try to see how far I can see the opposite corner of my mat. So sitting up really tall, looking over your shoulder, and we're just gonna do little tiny pulses here. So we're just gonna go 8, 7, 6, and each time what you're doing is you're trying to take your chin to the back side of your shoulder. It won't happen, right? But you're just trying to reach it over. And what you'll feel is you'll feel some resistance, and if you have some tight muscles there. And this is also toning and stretching at the same time. Let's go for 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Center it up. Now you probably feel that. And let's look over the shoulder the other way. So looking over your shoulder, sitting up tall, hands on your knees, and let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll do a couple more because I talked more on the other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Okay, inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. All right, again, inhale up, back and down. One more time, inhale up, exhale, back and down. Now we're gonna take it down onto our mat. We're gonna go a little bit further and opening up the front of the neck and the side of the neck. And the back of the neck, I think we've hit pretty good, except you can do this. Take your hands, bring them up, and then place your thumbs like right behind your ears on the base of your skull. And then take your fingers and place them on each side of your head. And now with your thumbs, draw circles on those muscles that are right on the edge of your skull, where your skull and your neck meets. Now you may feel that there's some sore spots, and you can push as hard as you feel comfortable, and that just helps to, again, bring some circulation. And you can do the same thing with your whole head, right? Just getting some circulation, especially on the sides of your head, above your ears. You've got these temporalis muscles, and you could even take your thumbs and draw circles where your temples are, and you could feel it because it kind of dips in, and find the edges of that big temple area, right? And then you can also take your fingers to your jaw, right? You're gonna feel your bones, your cheekbones right here, and then you're gonna go just underneath it. And again, you can take your thumbs and draw circles. I have a video about TMJ that if you suffer with that, send me a message, or go to YouTube, my channel, Lori Painter on YouTube, and then type in TMJ self-care. I think I have almost 500,000 views on that. It's some PNF stretches that you can do. So if that's something that you feel like as you're drawing circles on your jaw, you feel some tension in there, I know that I have issues with this, then go check out that video. It's a really good self-care rehab series. And it's like really old, so I probably should re-record that. Okay, let's move on now onto a different position here. So we're going to, I don't know how the camera angle is gonna work here. Yeah, I think this will kind of work. So we're going to be on our hands. First, we're going to start on our hands and our knees, right? Hands are underneath the shoulders. And then come down onto your forearms. And then bring come onto your forearms. And then bring your wrists together and place your chin in. And I'll turn this way so you can actually see. So I'm here, my hands are resting, or my chin is resting in my hands, and I'm on my knees and my elbows. And now I'm just going to sit my hips back and let my chin dip forward. And I'm going to feel a big stretch again in the front of my throat. And you may feel some squeezing on those suboccipitals on the back of your head, those muscles that we just massaged. And this is, again, kind of creates a little bit of pressure and kind of like self-massage, if you will, on the back side of your neck or your skull. All right, take a couple more breaths here, and then we're going to move on. Sinking the hips more back, letting the chin tip up and the chest drop down towards the mat. All right, come on up, release one hand down, and put your chin in the center of your palm. And then look over to the same side that your hand, your chin is resting in the hand. So if you're looking, if your chin is in your left hand, look to your left. And then drop your opposite ear. So if you're looking to the left, your right ear drops towards the mat and your chin tips up towards the sky. And your hand is just acting as a prop to kind of support and create a little bit more tension in looking up. You'll feel this in the side of your neck. Again, you should be able to breathe through this, inhaling and exhaling. And every time you exhale, let that ear drop down more towards the mat and the chin turn up more towards the sky. You're softening and relaxing every time. Inhale, breathe into that tension. Exhale, melt and soften. Slowly come on out of that. Switch hands. Bring the other hand up. Place your chin in the center of the palm. And if you look to the left, now look to the right. And then drop your left ear down towards the mat. And tip your chin up towards the sky. And now make sure you're using your breath to inhale, breathe in, and visualize that your breath is going straight to the area that you feel in that side of your neck. And then exhale, tell it to soften and melt. Let that ear drop down towards the mat. You may drop a millimeter, a centimeter, who knows. Inhale, breathe into the tension, like jackhammering it up, and then exhale, soften and melt. Let your body totally just relax. Keep going here, inhaling and exhaling. Your breath is really what is your indicator to softening and relaxing. You're literally telling yourself to relax every time you exhale. All right, finish that one up and bring your hands down and come on up to the center of your mat in a cross-legged seated position. And as you can see, we're almost at a half hour here, which is more than enough. I know I went nice and slow with you so that you can take your time with this, but let's just kind of flush out the neck and shoulder area. Just bringing the chin back to the chest, eyes closed. You're probably already feeling that stretch in the back of your neck. Inhale, half circle. Exhale, half circle. Ooh, you might want to be mindful. That is a little sore. You wouldn't want to do this every day because it takes some time. And here we go. I know I had whiplash, and that is something I'm thinking about, but no big deal. It is headaches or whiplash or anything like that. All right, let's go for a full head roll. Inhale and exhale. And what we're doing here when we're going and we're just flushing out anything that we kind of broke up. I like to call it plaque. You know, everybody knows what it's like to get a little bit of plaque on your teeth. That's why we brush our teeth, but we don't think of our bodies that way. Switch the head roll around. Inhaling half circle and exhaling. So when we're doing this, we're breaking up all of the sticky adhesions that are kind of created plaque on these muscles and tendons that haven't had any love in a really long time. So we're just now, you know, when you go to the dentist and they flush it out with that little pick, water pick, we're doing that. We're just flushing it out with all this movement. Finish up that head roll. Come on up to center. Inhale, shoulders up and high. Exhale, back and down. Again, inhale, shoulders up and high. Exhale, back and down. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up and high. Exhale, back and down. Now reverse. Inhale, back and up. And exhale, forward and down. 2 more times. Really try to make it as big as you can. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward and down. Last time. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Place your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Just take a few breaths here. Notice the openness you feel and the lightness you feel in your neck area. Little by little, we will move through every part of your body to create that openness and lightness, to relieve tension and stress, and to create health and suppleness throughout every part of your body. Bring your hands to your heart. Give a little love and gratitude to yourself for all of the hard work that you just did for yourself today. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing a little neck rehab therapy with me today. Remember, you can do this as often as you like, as slow as you like, and I'll be on to the next series. We will be doing more, going further and deeper in other parts of the body, but this is specifically if you need a little extra TLC, this is the series for you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys.